Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. And today I'm reviewing The Equalizer, Season 3, Episode 9. It's entitled Second Chance, coming to you from CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus. So, what did I think about it? And should you be watching? And before we get into the review, get down there, hit the like on this video. Well, on this episode, the relationship between Dante, Detective Dante, and Robyn gets tested, stressed real hard, because they are kind of at odds on a particular case. Well, not really at odds, but kind of, working at slightly cross purposes. Robyn gets called in on a case to help a young, a parolee who is being forced back into the game. He's a safecracker, and one of his old, running partners is sort of forcing his hand to get back into break into a safe. Otherwise, he'll have his younger brother killed. And this young man, he's been on the up and up, just working a regular job, trying to stay out of trouble, be on parole, everything like that, trying to turn his life around after having done a decent stint in prison. And this is definitely, he can't go to his parole officer because he'll, get violated. He can't go to the police because his brother might get killed, etc. And Robyn wants to help him out by, saving his brother. Makes sense, right? Well, the wrinkle in this is that the guy he's working for is in fact a notorious, but somewhat untouchable crime figure. And Dante is on the case to try to catch him because I guess he had killed a cop at once. Because, of course, that's the paramount crime, cop killing, not anything else. But whatever. So all that being said, Dante's building a case and wants to move in on him, and he's going to wrap up anybody he can in it. And Robyn has to tell him to sort of like stand down. And this is where the trust issue comes into play, because in the past he's been able to trust Robyn to come through. So he gives quite a bit of leeway in this particular case, even as it becomes clear that it's not going to be a open and shut case. That as much as Harry is working hard to try to backtrack to figure out who the big criminal is working for and where the job's going to be, etc. As much as Mel and Robyn are kind of beating the street trying to find out where the younger brother is. Even having Harry kind of dress up as a health inspector, which, by the way, Adam Goldberg looked so perfect as a health inspector. I was afraid that he was going to give my establishment, my house, a D score or something like that. He was very convincing. But either way, they do the standard thing, except I like that. For a change, it's not only is it difficult for Robyn, but she doesn't quite, she does save the day, but she doesn't quite do what she promised she'd do, and it kind of, interferes with Dante's case, because they have Mel infiltrate the crew, and when it comes down to it, she has to step in and throw hands with a couple people, and the client, he does too, kind of proving that he is like a good guy. But for and this is one of the things that sort of threw me about this, because Mel, Mel's a small woman, but she kicks ass, and it was pretty clear she could beat up anybody. But for some reason, and I'm going to say because of the writing, because reasons. For some reason, the guy that she handled real fast earlier in this episode was giving her the business, to the point of like endangering her life, essentially, putting her in a position to get shot in the face. And that forces Dante to stick around. And that's what I'm talking about, like the stressing of the relationship between Robyn and Dante, where he literally says, like, I trusted you, that you were supposed to be there and you weren't. And that's definitely a fraying of that whole relationship. And hey, if you've been looking for them to get together, this is definitely a setback, huge setback on that whole front. And it sort of shows like, she let somebody down. Other people have sort of let her down, particularly Mel. And they're sort of trying to mend that fence. And, Robyn's she's not feeling too good about herself because she's not used to failing like that. I get it. And it's nice to see Robyn, sort of take an L for a change and, have to kind of grapple with that. That's good. I mean, it's good for character building. So that leaves the B plot. And I know I went through the main plot. That was all the action stuff, but I do really love, when Aunt Vi and Dee sort of do, their own thing, but it's also quite dramatic. And in this case, it was sort of helping out their friends slash victims at the spades table, the cheaters from last season, who were talking about moving to Florida to be close to their family, except that their brownstone had gotten extremely underappraised for some reason, and maybe they didn't think they were going to have the money to do what they wanted to do, which leads Aunt Vi to do a little equalizing of her own, where she gets in there and she hears what's the undervaluing for their black friends versus a white family whose same brownstone got praised for twice the amount, down the street. So she kind of sets up a whole situation to expose the house appraiser and his kind of racist practice of undervaluing the homes of black people, and kind of set him up to get, to be exposed as kind of a fraud. Which was, I mean, it was all very fun and all very, very satisfying. It's a nice little counterpoint actually to the main show, and Aunt Vi got a victory and kind of showed Delilah, what you can do if you're determined, to stand up to foolishness like that. But as always, it's fun to see Aunt Vi, get her social justice thing on, because it really is kind of been her lane has been supporting the family, supporting Robyn, and then getting her justice thing going. So really enjoyed that aspect of it too. So overall, had a great time with this episode. I think it's definitely a step up from the previous episode, and it's setting up some things that are going later on down the line, especially with Robyn and Dante, because we know that hookup is coming soon, but like they really got to go through some things first, not make it so easy for us and for them. So those are my thoughts on this episode. What do you guys think about it? What do you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there, and of course you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And do me a favor, get down there, hit the like on this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Helps more people to see this channel and these videos. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me. Come back next week. We're going to be reviewing episode 10 of The Equalizer. Till then, I've been Mo De Pepe, resident Fabricant and commentator extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.